Yo, what's going on guys? My name is Jack and welcome back to a brand new video. Today marks the first episode of the 5 tip series. The 5 tip series is going to be on a bunch of different topics to help beginners and other pilots alike. We're going to give 5 tips on each topic and I'll hopefully help you progress. Let's get into it. So let's get into it and hit you with tip number 1, and that is positioning the glider. It's nice to have the glider in a bit of a horseshoe shape so the center comes up before the wingtips to give you that forward launch you always dreamed of. So imagine we're on takeoff, we're in a big open field right now, conditions are fairly nil wind, and I'm going to open the glider in a horseshoe shape. Like so. So by really having the center a little bit more proud, it's going to help inflation. So something we all struggle with, whether you're a beginner pilot or you're taking a break from the sport, is how to hold your risers, and that is tip number 2. So let's show you exactly how I do it. I've followed all my pre-flight checks, put my helmet on, now I can show you how to hold the risers. So I'm going to hold them up, grab the brake off the back, put it over the crux of my elbow, then grab the A, do the same on this side, grab the brake, arm under, and then grab the A. And just sit exactly like that. Ready to go. Tip number 3 is your position with relevance to the glider and your body position itself. It really helps inflation if you have a good body position to give you that forward launch you always dream of. I'm almost ready to launch and I just need to make sure that I'm in the center of the glider with equal tension to the A's and that my body position is good. So I'm going to find the middle of the glider. I've got equal tension on the A's, and then I'm going to put my arms and my body into this W shape. So if you look at my arms all the way through my body, I've got this W body position. Tip number 4 is when to release your A's and when to start applying brake. This is something we all struggle with, so I think it's very important that we look into it. So now that I'm ready to launch, we're going to go through when to release the A's and when to start applying brake. So you're going to start to launch, wait for the glider to come all the way above your head, let go of the A, and then start to apply brake before you can accelerate and get yourself into the air. When you're forward launching, the timing when you release the A's and start to brake can vary from condition to condition. So it's important that you judge the conditions and act accordingly. But most of the time when you're forward launching, you're going to be in nil wind or very light wind. So you're going to want to hold on to the A's just a little bit longer to make sure it's above your head before you start to brake so you can get that nice launch. So now we're going to show you 2 bad examples and 1 good example so you can see exactly how it is. So as you can see here, my body position was good, I had a strong launch, but unfortunately I released the A's too early and got on the brakes far too early, which resulted in the wing hanging back, not coming all the way above my head and eventually dropping towards the floor. This is another example of how you can have almost everything right but still fail a launch. My body position was good, I accelerated, but I held onto the A's far too long, the wing came above my head, it passed me, and I took a big frontal which resulted in another failed takeoff. Now that I've shown you my mistakes, I can show you a good launch. My body position is good, my acceleration is good, I'm following my 5 tips, the glider is coming above my head, I'm releasing the A's followed by applying a little bit of brake and accelerating to get myself into the air. So moving on to the fifth and final tip, which is body position and acceleration, which is key in getting you into the air. Having a good body position and good acceleration is key for a forward launch, and any launch for that matter. You need to get the glider above your head and then put the weight of your body through the harness and drive yourself into the air. By leaning forward, you're putting all the weight through the harness, which not only prevents you from kind of jumping and doing any other mistakes that may cause a failed launch, but it also maintains pressure in the glider and it helps you to drive yourself forward. By having your arms swept back, it provides just the right amount of brake to get yourself into the air safely. Too much brake and the glider is going to drop behind you, and too little brake, the glider is going to come above your head and frontal. So by leaning forward, you drive yourself into the air, keep weight in the glider, and you keep your arms swept back just to provide the right amount of brake. If these tips have helped you in any way, please like, subscribe and leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next episode.